to another live stream. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having a great day or great night. Well. A lot of things are happening. The full moon energies are here, and because the full moon energies are here, we're feeling it. Things are truly active right now. People are definitely feeling these waves, these symptoms. So much energy coming in. So I hope everybody's doing good. There is definitely a lot of things happening. Hopefully, a lot of people you see some of the casuals here and some of the regulars here. Super grateful and thankful for everyone who's tuning into the streams and watching. Super appreciative and whatnot. Activity, alright. And if everyone can like and subscribe, that would be great. Alright, so yeah, I need a haircut. We got a lot of activity and we got a lot of things going on right now. It would definitely seem that the sun is super active right now. We were almost hit with an X-class solar flare twice. On top of that, of course, there has been so much solar activity. We have a coronal hole that's pretty massive right now, and it's getting larger and larger. We, of course, are getting hit with Schumann resonance spikes pretty much every day. It's been very intense. Things are definitely getting intense right now, and there's a lot of things going on. So by all means, of course, I do hope everybody is doing good. I say we should start talking about what's going on right now. We'll talk about this one like after. Let's get into some things right now. So here is the VLF monitoring right now on the Italian Schumann resonance. Yesterday we definitely had some moderate activity, but for right now we are seeing a bunch of rumbles. Going straight to Camina Station right now. As you can see, we're getting hit with some pretty massive lines, pretty big massive red lines right now. These are definitely intense. These are definitely strong. So we're definitely seeing these come in. Also want to welcome everyone to the stream. Hope everybody's doing good, having a good night. Good morning. But overall, of course, things are definitely active. So we're gonna have to see how things go, but things are definitely active right now. Going to the general Schumann resonance, one of the things you will notice is that a lot of data right now, there must be some sort of tech issue, but things are definitely not being shown. So there's definitely some tech issues. But overall, of course, this red line, I don't know if you guys have seen this, very odd. We don't normally get those. But again, let's take a look at the general Schumann resonance. Again, from hour 14, I guess I want to say, to hour 18, or something like that. It's about 3 or 4 hours or so. We were hit with some pretty high intense energy. Now, this is maybe not the most intense energy, but it was roughly a power 15 is what we got. I think it was a lot higher, to be honest. I think it was more around 20 hertz, but based on the chart, it was only 15 hertz. But that's still a lot, and that's still intense. And of course, right now we're getting that integration pattern, which is what you usually get before the next day, or at least in America, basically. So again, definitely some intense energy here. So there's been a lot of stuff. Before we actually talk about solar flare activity, let's actually get into some of the usuals. If I'm not mistaken, we were on our KP4 yesterday, or I think we were in active geomagnetic conditions. Solar winds have been up and down. They've been bouncing around 400 and 600 for the last couple of days or so. Density has been surprisingly low, but that could change. The KP index right now is over a 3. Are we about to? Well, about to find out in just a minute. We were in moderate storm conditions right now by this disturbance storm index. And on the magnetometers, we dipped all the way down to a K7 3 times. Things are definitely picking up. The interplanetary magnetic field was moderately south. Now it looks like it's going north. For solar flare activity, well, things have picked up, and if we pay attention to the last 24 hours, we were hit with an M5, an M3, an M1.08, and a 3 that just happened, a 3.54. So we're definitely getting hammered right now. We got hit with 4 M-class solar flares, and we're actually getting close to an X-class solar flare, believe it or not. So things are definitely getting intense right now. So pretty strong, and we're definitely like maintaining. We're not just spiking, like in this instance we kind of spiked and got out. We're kind of maintaining, and of course a cutoff of data right here. When you look at the coronal mass ejections, truly intense. I don't know how fast it's gonna go, but look at that. We've been getting hit with a bunch of coronal mass ejections. For today alone, we've been hit with nearly 10 CMEs, 10 coronal mass ejections. So very insane here. Look at that. Look how huge that is. That is insane right now, right? That is an angle of 313 degrees. That is very insane, right? That is taking up like so much radius, Pretty insane. There's been so many though. Thank you for telling me what's your username, like user something TRA. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. So now we look at the coronal holes. Look how massive this coronal hole is, right? This was separated into 2, and as days moved on, they clearly have formed up. Holes have gone deeper, and of course, it has gone even wider though. And of course, you can see this coronal hole, which will be facing us directly and within just a few hours. As you can see, look at these massive explosions. Look at these massive CMEs from the sun. This is insane, absolutely insane right now. It is wild right now. So we are getting hammered. In the next few days, we could definitely see something hitting us. This right here is one massive coronal hole, a potential trans-equatorial coronal hole within just a few hours from now or even tomorrow. We could definitely see this facing us, amplifying everything and sending a bunch of plasma density towards us. This could lead into Earth getting slammed right now with solar activity. We could see it on the magnetosphere, Earth getting completely slammed. Looking at this is a massive sunspot. This is a big, massive, bright region. This one is actually facing us. And overall, of course, there is a lot of things. This right here is a coronal hole. This is what it looks like on image 284. And this is, of course, a sunspot. This is a huge release. As you can see, there are some massive releases on the far left, big time releases on the far left. So things will be getting picked up. This could lead to X-class solar flares. This could lead to something monstrous because of how intense things are and the fact that these sunspots are starting to face us. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what comes. And of course, when it comes to 3i Atlas, we discovered that it has experienced and have gone through so much radiation because of how long it's been traveling, right? And people speculate that it has some sort of internal engine. People are speculating, and I think this is a good one right here, that it has so much radiation, and right now it's like evaporating, right? When it got close to the sun, the perihelion, when it got to that point, right, we noticed that a lot of water was starting to come out. So the fact that it has water is very interesting, right? And this is kind of this is like indicating that there's life out there, and it was leaking because of how hot the sun was. You know what I'm saying? So it got closer to it, so it was starting to melt, and now of course it's evaporating, and it was looking very blue, and that just has to do with probably the material that's within it. How's everybody doing, by the way? Um, there's a new article, I'm reading it right now as we speak, but apparently, of course, 3i Atlas might have just proven Albert Einstein's 1950 theory right about this. And it actually is going to be interesting because it questions a lot of things here. So, is this really a comet right now? So, in simple words, as 3i Atlas passed close to the sun's gravity bent the light coming from the object, causing its position to shift slightly in the sky, an effect that made Einstein's predictions. 3i Atlas' actual shift was even greater than expected, straying 4 arc seconds off its predicted path. This large deviation led to more questions about the nature and the origin of 3i Atlas. And in this situation, of course, in order for the object to be a conventional comet, it would have to eject roughly 15% of its mass as gas during its closest approach to the sun, about 5 billion tons. Not, I don't think so, but so basically the comet basically didn't do that though, right? And if that did happen, this would have created a massive visible cloud of gas and dust. Ivy explained that there's no such cloud and it's not a natural object. So basically, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I think you're right. Yes, that thing that yes. If anybody has a telescope, it would seem that 3i Atlas is actually now visible from Earth with a small telescope. Right, right, yeah. I feel like if it did pass the sun, it would be more active and the cloud would be like what, more larger. I would assume that'd be more natural and it would be, just a lot more different. There's a lot of things going on with 3A Atlas, and many people still speculate there's information that's being hidden. I think it's interesting that during a time like this where you got all these things happening, right? Like there's just not that much information really being thrown out there, you know? It's good to have everybody here in the stream. Really appreciative, really thankful and grateful for everyone showing up to the stream. A lot of red lines on the Italian Schumann resonance and just a lot of integrational energy on the Schumann resonance. So yeah, definitely a lot of things going on right now. A lot of releases on the sun, massive CMEs, a bunch of CMEs today. Um, you know, it's definitely gonna get intense. You know, I feel like with the full moon, you know, things tend to amplify, emotions tend to rise, you know, things definitely get to pop up, you know? So things are definitely interesting, you know? Appreciate everyone who's shown up to the stream. Appreciate everyone who's liking. Appreciate everyone who's subscribing. Um, we did a full moon video breaking down the full moon. We're doing Schumann resonance updates and solar activity updates every single day. I believe the Schumann resonance is definitely handy, you know, and definitely seems that everything one way or another coincides and works together, you know, and there definitely seems to be a lot of activity. You're welcome. All right. Well, let's see what else is there. Well, I think we covered everything. I think we nailed it. Yep, we got a full moon video out. We got pretty much updates every single day. All right. I'm gonna go. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I appreciate everybody who watched, and yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys updated every single day.